The Washington State Cougars capped their first losing streak since last losing season. Okay, hold on. Let's start over. The Washington State Cougars capped their first losing season since 2004. I wrote these questions. Since 2014 with a 31-21 loss to Air Force in the Cheez-It Bowl. That sounds made up. On Friday. Some people think it's time to move on from head coach Mike Leach. Daniel, do you think Leach should be fired?
No, absolutely not. Do you want to go back to what you had before? Look, I've talked to different Coug fans about this, and some of them point to the good old days where they had coaches that would constantly lead them to bowl games. And guess what? The college football landscape has changed. You need something crazy and different at Washington State in Pullman to get this kind of success that he has. He has gone to a bowl game how many times in a row now? I mean, don't feel like you're not getting good enough because you lose to the Huskies every year. Because what you're getting now, you're not going to get with another coach unless you find a very perfectly suited one for Pullman. Don't forget, don't think that the pasture is going to be greener on the other side. That was much too long of an answer. I'm hitting my microphone all over the place. Andrew
really
needs to discuss this a little bit as well, but I think we'll do that later. And then also circling back around, Andrew, as you are the resident biggest Coug fan here, what do you think about the Mike Leach question?
Everyone is frustrated because we're not consistently as good as we could be. I don't think that's going to change under Leach, but if you think that we should replace Leach, you better have a darn good alternative.
And a darn good alternative that you know will stay for a while.
That's exactly.
That's the other hard thing.
Even if you come up with a coach, Mike Price, that can get a team or two way up there in the rankings, he's going to be gone. You're not going to keep him. And it's just, was it you or my dad that suggested Peterson?
Yeah, like Peterson.
Maybe if you thought that we had a really good shot at picking up Peterson, because I don't think Peterson.
I think he would work there.
I think he would. I think if he accepted that job, I think he'd probably do it for a long time.
Yeah, but that's the conundrum. It's hard to hire somebody who's going to be good and stay at Pullman.
Yeah.
You have to find a weirdo,
and you're gonna have
Mike
to find
Leach is
somebody.
the weirdest of them all.
Like we're inconsistent, but we're ranked in the top 25 every year.
Yeah.
Find another coach that can do that with a non-Pullman team.
Exactly. It's hard.
My thought on this always is, and I actually have said this to Husky fans too, although it's a little bit different with Washington State. Like sometimes you just have to remember who you are. Like, everybody wants to win a national championship. There's so many teams, and there's actually only a really small handful that have a shot at regularly going out and winning a national championship. Mike Leach got you pretty darn close in that nationally relevant picture. It would be ridiculous, considering the success he's had, to have one under 500 season and all of a sudden you want the guy gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk it up to...
And that's a bowl game where that not
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm going to chalk it up to just people overreacting and like generally not liking him as a person.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads to where this conversation is.
I think that's what it is. You know, some people have issues with the way he does things, and so that's what stems from this. But I mean, with all the skeeziness that goes around in pro and college sports now, the minor problems that you might have with Mike Leach, that would be what's going to tip you over. You know, like come on. I don't see it. I just don't. And he's also the first coach to get them to 11 wins in a season as well. So
I find him extremely entertaining. Like, some of my favorite clips of all time are Mike Leach clips. The thing that he did with the mascots was so great. If you haven't listened to that or watched that video of Mike Leach going through all of the mascots in the Pac-12 and talking about which ones would win and if they were fighting against each other and stuff, it was amazing. Like, he went really in-depth with all the descriptions in a way that I could not possibly have replicated.
And every year I do a March Madness bracket based on the same principles.
Yeah.
It never
That
does.
one never wins.
It doesn't do very well, except for, I mean, the Duke Blue Devils usually are pretty darn good in it, so they're the one mascot team that usually does pretty good.
I feel like Spartans, too.
Spartans
when
usually
Michigan
do pretty
State
good.
goes far.
But Michigan State usually comes up against some mythical creature.
Yeah, like a Sun Devil
or a tornado or
yeah.
or a hurricane. Miami does good in those when they make the tournament, so I'll tell you, the Beavers do not.
And what even is a Tar Heel? Like, how would you? How do you
Aren't you supposed to know that?
I don't
It's
think
I know
really
that
knows.
North Carolina
kinda
is
go on
the
their
Tar Heel state. I don't know why.
I kind of go on their mascot, which is a
Yeah.
ram at that point.
Yeah, Ramses.
And so I'm like,
That dude's BA, man. He's taking any beaver out.
Yeah, well, a beaver, yeah. A wolf pack? Probably not.